Turning pressure into power is how elite athletes thrive and how wealthy people stay wealthy and become wealthy. Welcome to Unbreakable. Hey, welcome. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I'm Kevin C. Bozeman here with Unbreakable. Look, it's just been a dynamic journey, a dynamic ride since I've started podcasting with Unbreakable. So many people have been reaching out to me, just sharing and asking great questions. And what's really special and super important to me is next level people been reaching out to me, people that I've played ball with in college and high school. They're going to be on the podcast. They're currently college coaches and coaching at D1, D2, D3, former basketball players that played in the pros. And they all want to help get the message out to be able to help the vision of being able to reach 100,000 people in order to be able to help them to get to the next level and break through barriers. And so today is B in Unbreakable. And I kind of want to talk about the very first coaching point, which is a lot of us are going to experience pressure, but we're built for pressure. We just don't know what to do when pressure comes on. And so, coaching point number one is preparation fuels poise. You don't rise to the occasion, you really fall to the level of your training. And if you take a look at how professional golfers golf, how much time they put in training. If you take a look at boxers, how much time, how much road work, how much gym time they put in for training. If you take a look at football players, we talk about how after the season is over, there's winter training, winter running, weightlifting, diet program. There's spring training, spring ball, spring prep. There's summer workouts, summer preparation, summer camp. Then there's two-a-day practices before the season starts. And all of this time comes in to practice to play an hour game, three 15-minute quarters, three 12-minute quarters if you're in high school. There is preparation for pressure. And you should do an evaluation on yourself and say, what have I done with my time? What have I actually prepared for? What am I training? If you're trying to make more money, what are you training for? What are you reading? What are you listening to? Who are you hanging out with? What are you watching? What systems are you reviewing with weekly to see what next level you need to go to? So always remember that the spotlight doesn't change who you are, but it really shows you who you are in the shadows and what you trained for. So don't run from the pressure. Make sure that you embrace it. And my coaching point number two is channel it, don't fight it. Pressure isn't the enemy, it's the misuse of it. And so I've seen people get hurt. I mean, I got hurt in college and I almost misused the pressure of losing a career, losing a dream of wanting to play professional, be a professional athlete. And, I started drinking, but I quickly got out of that because I knew it wasn't right. But some people are not able to get out of that. Some people will take that pressure, they will become mean, they'll start arguing and fighting, they'll become abusive, they walk away and disappear in relationships, They don't perform on their jobs. Some people get knocked down and don't know how to get back up, and they stay down for a while. It's okay to take a knee. It's okay to get, to catch your breath. But when you actually misuse the pressure, that's when it hurts you. One of the things that you can do is to understand that when you try to avoid the pressure, that's what creates the panic, because the pressure is merely a sign that says it's time to start learning and start leaning into the things that you need to. And so don't run from the pressure, embrace it. It's a sign that says, hey, something's great is getting ready to happen, and I need to get ready for that. And so that's why you always prepare, and you want to be able to get ready for the next level. And coaching point number 3, mindset over mood. Emotions, they fluctuate, but your standards don't. So you really have to take a look at what has built my standard. Uh, what am I supposed to do? What have I been trained for? And I remember going to college, and my dad would went on all my recruiting trips with me. And I remember him saying to me, hey, I'm so sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Any education and a scholarship is a good move to me, but I'm sorry I can't tell you where to go or what to do. My dad, all he knew was get an education and work hard. Those were two things that he passed on to me. Just get education and work hard. And that was his standard. But when the pressure came, I needed to learn what to do to get to the next level, or what to do to get through the pressure. So I just continued to work hard. And it took me some time to get through some things, but there was actually strategies that can help you move to the next level. And if you know what the right strategies are and you couple that with working hard, you're able to become an elite performer. And you don't have to wait till you feel that you're ready. You already know that you have the right habits, and then you don't have to get caught up in the hype. And so I'm glad I had an opportunity to share these 3 coaching points with you today. We're going to be rolling out some programs and some memberships when the time is right. It's not quite ready yet, but through Unbreakable, our whole goal is when you tune into the podcast is that you take away something mentally that will help sharpen, that will help maybe put a tool in your box that will help reposition you so that you'll be able to shift and continue to level up or continue to move forward through pressure, overcome adversity. We want to be able to do that. And so I'm going to be bringing on special guests that's going to help push this message across, things that they've seen from different areas, and so forth. But I have a question from an audience member, and the question says, I've been stuck in the same mental pattern for years. What's the first thing I need to do to shift my habits, my circle, or my mindset? So the first thing that I will coach you on is your mindset. It's kind of hard to change your habit if you don't know where you're going with your mindset. And one of the very first things is understanding how you're wired from A to Z. What's your strengths? What's your stressors? What's your communication style? What's your teaching style? What's your student style? What's your leadership style? What's your management style? Um, what do you do when you're in esteem? What do you do when you're out of esteem? uh, how you bet who you best partner with, who you need to work for, work with, and what how to position yourself when you're dealing with certain people. This is really human relationship management at a different level, because it doesn't matter whether you are an employee, whether you are a leader or in management, or whether you're in athletics. You need to know how you're wired, because that kind of determines the path that you need to go down based on what you're wired to do. And so, getting a mindset together, what's your vision? Where do you want to be in 5 years? If you had a day in your life, what would that look like if you could just design it and didn't have to worry about money? What would you do? Would you teach people all day? Would you coach? Would you like to speak? Would you like to train? Would you like to paint? Would you like to work on real estate, houses, and gut and design? Would you blueprint? Getting a vision to help your mindset and what direction you want to go will tell you what things you need to work on mentally. And then the second thing I would do is I would almost do them simultaneously. I would start working on changing my habits. At the same time, I would start changing my circle. And so I've leveled up. I've worked with my executive coach. When I went through one of his coaching programs, one of the world's number one speaking platform. When I went through that program, I said, this is a top number one program. I see what they're doing. I see how they're helping me, and I would love to be able to be a part of this. And so I got an opportunity to ask uh, the coach, Sean. I said, hey, can I come to the next conference? Can I pour coffee? Do you want me to greet people at the door? Do you need me to serve anything? Because I just wanted to be in the room. And the opportunity arose, and he said, hey, can you interview people on the big stage? And I said, I absolutely can. And so I got an opportunity to get in and begin to interview people, to help them with their branding reels. And it was a great experience. And from there, it began to open more doors to help. And then next thing you know, he offered me a position as VP of sales, because I'm able to help equip people with things that they need to help level up to the next program. And so those would be how I would address it. I would first address the mindset. I would get a vision for my life, where I want to be in the next year, where what does the next 3 years look like, what does the next 5 years look like. And then I would work on changing people in my circle. At the same time, I work on changing my habits. And so every day for 20 minutes, I listen to a book on tape, and I sit still while I'm listening to the book on tape, and I stop it and I take some notes. Every night before I go to bed, I create a habit where I listen to Proverbs. I fall asleep on Proverbs, but guess what? I have some positive things going in to help me shift my mentality, so that when the pressure comes on, oh, that's right. So I just need to be prepared, because I understand that with prosperity comes persecution. So, okay, I'm good. So I'm in the right place. I'm in a good mark. I'm in a good space. And so I hope these tools and hope these things has helped. Hey, look, stay tuned. We'll be back on Thursday at 10 o'clock a.m. Hey, share, like, post, and if you have a question, please go ahead and drop that in the comments. I would appreciate it. And in the meantime, everybody take care, mentally sharpen up, and let's get ready to deal with this pressure. Let's work.